Hey, good morning everyone. Carlos Herrera here live on Facebook. I am in Oroville this morning, just south of Lake Oroville, where a bear fire keeps burning dangerously close to homes. It is now at more than 58,000 acres. Right now I'm at the Coyote Campground near
Bidwell.
What is it?
Bidwell Canyon Marina.
Bidwell Canyon Marina. That's what this area is called. Again, the Coyote Campground. These are several hot spots burning in this area. This area was much more active earlier this morning, where firefighters are kind of putting out these hot spots. Now, the problem about this fire is that it keeps burning over the hill and jumping the lake and getting closer and closer to homes. Now, just to give you some reference, the lake is down this way, where the camera is pointed, and across the lake, that's where the homes are, residential areas. And that's the big concern, because there are obviously a lot of embers sparking and building up into the air, jumping the lake and getting closer and closer to home. Now, as you can see, this is what this area mostly looks like right now, with, of course, a lot of smoke, ash in the air, and, of course, debris. Sunrise is around 6:20 here. We haven't seen the sun quite yet because there's just so much smoke. But again, this is the bear fire in Oroville. More than 58,000 acres. Let me talk a little louder and possibly get a little closer to the microphone here. Again, this is the Coyote Campground just south of Lake Oroville in Oroville, near Highway 162, where the bear fire continues to burn in Butte County, Plumas County, and Yuba County. Take a look. These are some... Whoa, really hard to breathe here. These are some hot spots burning in this area. Mark Willis here, photojournalist. You're more familiar with this area. What is this area called? You said it's near Marina, right?
Oh, Bidwell.
Bidwell Canyon Marina. Bidwell Canyon Marina. To give you some reference of our location, this way is Lake Oroville. We're south of Lake Oroville. The problem here this morning is that fire officials say embers keep sparking, jumping, going across the lake, and then getting closer and closer to homes. Right now it's about 58,000 acres burned, only 37% contained. Mandatory evacuations are now in place across Butte County, Plumas, and Yuba County. Now, the problem here is that the high 45-mile-an-hour winds have been pushing this bear fire toward Butte County. CAL FIRE says it all started as a spot fire, now exploded to more than 58,000 acres, as I just mentioned, in just a matter of hours, into several families who were evacuating this morning. They pretty much got everything they could, tossed it in their cars, and left. We saw people in pickup trucks, RVs, small SUVs as well. We spoke to a family that was heading to Sacramento to spend some this is the new normal in California, and that they need to be prepared to leave. Others, though, weren't as prepared. They said they had about 30 minutes to grab their documents, important paperwork, and then left. Now, this morning, the Butte County Sheriff's Office has expanded evacuation orders in the area as they brace for the blaze to keep growing. Now, the new evacuation orders are basically for the entire area east of Lake Oroville, including the communities of Berry Creek, Brush Creek, and Forbstown, which is near where we are right now. Overnight, crews were focusing their resources on those two small communities in the path of the fire, which are Berry Creek and nearby Feather Falls. Now, if you live in this area and you are under a mandatory evacuation order, and if you live in Butte County, you can head to the Gridley Fairgrounds. If you live in Yuba County, you're urged to go to the Ponderosa Community Center in Roseville. Now, take a look here. This is one of the hot spots burning in this campground. Now, the problem here...
Hey, Carlos, you want to take the bridge?
Yeah. Embers, and those are the embers that are causing other spot fires to burn in this area. As I mentioned earlier, CAL FIRE says the big concern here this morning are the weather conditions, with those strong winds that are expected to stay with us. There are about embers jumping across Oroville Lake, or Lake Oroville rather, and then those flames. We get some folks messaging us this morning, emailing us. They asked, well, if I have a small animal or a large animal, where can I take them? Well, small animals can be taken to the Old Country Hospital, large animals to the Camelot Equestrian Park in Paradise. They both opened just 10 minutes ago at 7:30. They're expected to stay open through most of the day. Now, if you just joined us here on Facebook Live here, I'm Carlos Herrera. I'm live in Oroville today covering the Bear Fire, one of many fires in the North Complex fire burning in Butte County, Plumas County, and Yuba counties. You can hear those pops. Those are those embers in this area. This is the Coyote Campground, one of the many areas that was actively burning overnight and into early this morning. The Bear Fire now at 58,000 acres burned. They expect that number. Now the big concern here, as you're seeing here on the ground, is this dry, tall grass in this area. That's fuel for this fire to keep burning. You see those embers flying around? This is exactly what those embers need to continue spreading that blaze in the area with that, of course, that dry heat that was with us the last few days, not much rain, those winds in this area, of course, giving us that possibility to get even bigger and stronger flames here as well. Now, I want to go back to a talking point that I mentioned earlier this morning, which is, again, fire officials focusing on structures and homes both south and north of Lake Oroville. The problem is that the fire keeps burning in areas like this, right, which is the hillside. Well, they didn't expect these embers to fly across Lake Oroville and into residential areas. That's why this morning we've seen several fire crews kind of monitoring that situation, driving around, making sure that homes are safe in this area. Most, thankfully, have evacuated, making our way up to Oroville this morning. We did encounter several evacuees. Most of them go to the evacuation centers, and I'm going to repeat those for you right now. If you live in Butte County and you've been evacuated, you could head to the Gridley Fairgrounds. If you live in Yuba County, you can head to the Ponderosa Community Center. That's in Brownsville. You're taking people there all day. If you have small animals, you can take them to the Old Country Hospital. And if you have large animals, you should take them to Paradise. That's the Camelot Equestrian Park in Paradise. They both opened just a few minutes ago at 7:30. They're expected to stay up. Multiple hot spots burning in this area. This is the Coyote Campground, the Ridgewell Canyon Marina, just south of Lake Oroville. Again, you gotta stay safe here. This is no joke. If you are living in this area and you're told to leave, make sure you heed those evacuations, because this fire is expected to grow. Conditions will die down a little bit by noon. Containment more than 37%, which is where it is right now. But again, look at how the skies are looking like right now. Very hazy, smoky, kind of very creepy look. Very sad to see in this area. Now we have live coverage for you here all day. Whoa, I think a tree just fell.
You know what those are called?
What are those called?
Widowmakers.
Widowmakers?
Yeah, because you don't know if it's going to fall or not, and then it does, and then your significant other doesn't get to see anymore.
That's pretty scary, and that's probably the same situation over there, right? Where you're seeing those trees.
Yeah, they get inside the tree and hollow it, and then, within the next day or two, it'll start falling.
Yeah, very scary. Again, if you live in those areas, heed those evacuations. We've got you covered all day here on ABC 10, both online and on TV. We'll be doing multiple Facebook Lives for you guys. Follow us on ABC 10, ABC 10 TV. We'll have, again, more updates when they're available. We also have live team coverage starting at 11 a.m. here on Morning Blend Extra Shot. But again, I want to leave you with these images here near Lake Oroville, where the Bear Fire keeps burning.